Photosynthesis by First guiding question, what is photosynthesis? What is photosynthesis? Photosynthesis is the process of converting light energy into chemical energy and storing it in the bonds of sugar, and how plants make their own food out of sunlight. Plants only need light energy. CO2 and H2O make sugar. The process of photosynthesis takes place in the chloroplast, specifically using chlorophyll, the green pigment in the plant. Photosynthesis most often takes place in plant leaves, which are green, and does not take place in the stem, but very little. Photosynthesis, the stomatas are the holes and often called the mouth of the plant because they breathe in CO2 and out The typical part of a regular leaf include the upper and lower epidermis, and mesophyll is the middle layer of the leaf, and mesophyll cells have chloroplast, and this is where photosynthesis takes place. Chlorophyll looks green because it absorbs red and blue light, making these colors unavailable to see by our own eyes. It is the green light that is not absorbed, finally reaching our eyes, making it visible for us to see, and making the chlorophyll appear green. However, it is the light energy from the absorbed red and blue light that is thereby able to be used in photosynthesis. The green light that is not absorbed by the plant and cannot be used to do photosynthesis. How does photosynthesis work? Most plants are able to make their own food directly from light energy and, for example, the sun. Instead of eating other organisms or relying directly on nutrients, photosynthesis can happen in plants because they have chlorophyll. Chlorophyll captures the light energy and uses it to make sugar out of the carbon dioxide from the air and water. The sugars fuel the plant's roots, stems, leaves, so the plant can grow. After the plants use the sunlight to make their food, the plants release oxygen into the air. The second guiding question, how photosynthesis works in cacti. Cacti perform photosynthesis the same way as other plants, such as leaves. And there's not a big difference between photosynthesis in cacti and photosynthesis in like leaves, trees, and plants, even though cacti have like needles. The most familiar cacti are stem succulents, one of the many adaptations plants have to very dry environments. Stem succulents have very thick water-storing systems. Not all cacti are succulents, and not all succulents are cacti, but this is an answer to another common question. To limit water loss, many desert adopted plants have very small or vestigial leaves. This presents a trade-off problem because reducing water loss with smaller leaves also reduces the number of chloroplasts. To compensate, the photosynthesis function is transferred into cortical cells in the fleshy stem, and so they're green color. This is not so unusual because many plants have green stems when they are young. Photosynthesis stems must also have stomata, pores, through which gas exchange takes place. Again, there is a functional trade-off problem because while gas exchange is necessary for photosynthesis, water is lost through the pores. Cacti are among a group of plants that solve this problem by capturing solar energy by day and finishing the photosynthesis by night, when the stomata can open with minimal water loss. The third guiding question, underwater photosynthesis. Underwater photosynthesis. Photosynthesis actually began in the ocean because that is where plants and algae first evolved, and then the plants moved up onto land. All the red light get absorbed by the ocean, making it look like a bluish-green color. And so if you look, for example, at coral reefs, which have little plants living inside the tissues and algae, and those types of coral have to maintain themselves by growing in big reefs. Depositing calcium carbonate in a great big layers that build up as sea levels rise. They have to keep up their pace and keep themselves that lovely, sunny, gorgeous bit of tropical oceans where we all love to go snorkeling and diving. But as you go deeper down, they tend to peter out. And there are some types of corals, actually, that don't have photosynthetic algae in their tissues. They actually rely on catching their food like other animals, and they catch it from the water, and those ones live deeper down in the depths of the ocean. So you don't see this zonation. You see similar things on the beach with different types of seaweed using types of pigments to harness light in open areas where there's lots of light, and then lower down where the light starts to get absorbed. That picture in the top left corner is the photosynthesis process. And then the picture in the bottom left corner is another picture of the photosynthesis process. That is just a picture of leaves. That is a close-up picture of the stomata on the leaves of the plant. That is underwater photosynthesis. And that is more of the photosynthesis process. My poem, should I show the poems?
If you'd like to.
Sing
Or he thinks that
No, I'm
they
not.
deserve to be
Can I sing it?
dealt with a little differently. It's up to you, choose.
I'm going to show my poems to you, but I'm going to let you guys read them or just look them over.
Can you sing it?
Can you shush?
And there's just...
I can't read that.
Dude, can you say it in
No,
your mind?
or do I stop that? Or move?
And I have 3 poems here. And yeah, those are my poems.
Good. Thank you.
Very, very